Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Laura Wilkie with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and we finally got a truck to pull the RV. Alright guys, welcome back. If you're brand new to my channel, I'm so glad you're here. I'm a Christian stay-at-home homeschool mom. I have 7 kiddos. My husband does construction jobs for small residential things, and we're taking our family on the road. If you missed that video, you can check it out right there. But we are taking our family on the road, and we got a big RV, and we needed to get a truck to pull the RV. And we started looking months ago. We thought that was going to be a fairly simple task to find one, and it has been quite a task. I don't know if you guys are have been looking at truck prices, but with everything, like everything else in the country, inflation has taken those truck prices through the roof. So we were having a little bit of a challenging time finding a truck that would fit our budget and our needs. It needed to be something that would be able to be utilized as a work truck. It needed to be able to pull a certain amount of weight because we have a big RV. And we wanted it to have a back seat so we could haul a couple of kiddos if he needed to, because we have 7. So yeah, it was a little bit challenging. They were so expensive. We live in Texas, which is a big truck state. So truck prices here were much higher than other states. So when we found that out, we started looking out of state. And my husband found one in Kansas, and he was really excited, and he started talking with the guy on the phone. And the guy was sending him pictures, and he was asking him very specific questions, you know, does it have this and does it have that, and are these in good working condition? And all the questions were given yes, yes, yes. All the answers were yes, yes, it's great. So we were really excited. But there were a couple of repairs that were going to need to be done on it. And with the price of the truck and the repairs that were going to be needed, which were simple things that my husband could do, so he was excited about that, the whole thing fit into our budget. So we were excited about that. The dealership where he was getting this truck at wanted him to send them a cashier's check to kind of hold it, to guarantee that we were coming, because it was in Kansas. And so he did that. And his father-in-law was super gracious to us, and booked us using his own hotel points, books us a hotel near where we were going to be picking up this truck. So it was actually about 40 minutes away, and he just picked one that matched up with his hotel points. So it wasn't something that we selected, and it wasn't even in the same city. It was in a totally different city, and that's going to come into play later. So that's why I'm kind of telling you that. Anyway, so he books this hotel. My husband sends the check, and the week prior, we get ready to go. We're just a couple days away from leaving, and the check that my husband sent comes back to our house, and he realizes he has misaddressed the check. It was crazy. So it comes back to our house. He had reversed the addresses, so basically sent the check to himself, and he felt like such a moron at the time, but it all came into play. You will see how God worked. So anyway, the check comes back, and he calls the guy, and he tells him, hey, this is what happened, but we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it to Kansas when we come in a couple days. So the hotel was booked. We're ready to go. The day of that we were leaving was actually the same day that I was going in for my last appointment for my foot, where I broke my leg. You can see that in that video. But I had broken my leg, so we had one more appointment. It was kind of on the way. So we went by there, but before we were gonna get there, we had to drop kiddos off at grandparents' house, because we were only gonna take on this trip our 2 oldest girls and the baby. Our 4 in the middle, we're all gonna be going to grandma's, and our dog. So we leave our house. We're kind of having to stick to a time schedule because we are trying to get to that appointment. And about 30 minutes, I guess, after we left the house, we realized that our twins' luggage the bag that they were taking to grandma's with all their things, their loveys, their toothbrushes, their clothes, all their stuff was left behind at the house. And we couldn't go back because it would be another 30 minutes there and 30 minutes to get back. So it would have been a whole hour and we would have been late to my appointment. So we couldn't go back. So already this trip was off to a great start. And we get to grandma's house. We get there and our dog jumps out of the car thinking she's at our house. And she's gonna run up to the house, realizes she's at the wrong house, and takes off down the road, I guess looking for our house. So we spend the next, 20 minutes running up and down the road, trying to catch our dog who just jumped out of the car and ran off. It was complete chaos. And in the midst of all of that craziness, different luggage gets mixed up. And anyway, we end up leaving the luggage for my husband, myself, and our baby. We had all put our stuff in one bag, got left at grandma's. And our twins' luggage now is at our house. Our luggage is at grandma's. We've now left and gone to the appointment. We're almost to Oklahoma at this point. We've already left the appointment. And when we realize all of this, that all the luggage is mixed up, and we have nothing. So my husband has nothing, I have nothing. Our baby had just the diaper bag that I keep in the car all the time. Our twins are at grandma's with nothing. And we had our crazy dog, but we got her. I didn't tell you that. We did catch her. So it was already a crazy trip. And we get up there, we get to the dealership. And as we pulled up to the dealership, my husband kind of could tell right away that the specs that he had asked about for this truck and the specific things were not told to him accurately. And he is super bummed. You can just imagine the disappointment. We've just spent hundreds of dollars to get to Kansas to buy a truck that we get there and is not in the condition that we were told. And it was a huge letdown. He takes it for a test drive and there are further things wrong with the interior and the way things are driving and working or not working. And they were actually much bigger repairs than he had been told. It was going to be a very costly vehicle. So he decides, I am not buying this vehicle. And he is mad. And we're planning for this trip. We don't really have hundreds of dollars just to waste on gas. Gas is expensive right now. So he says we're going back to the hotel that my dad booked, and we're going to go to the hotel and we're just going to reset and figure out what's next from there. And I'm trying to be supportive wife, right? So I'm like, oh, it'll be okay. Maybe there's something else in the area. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. God will help us. It'll be fine. So we get back to the hotel. And he pulls out his phone. He said, okay, I'm going to look and just see if there's something in this area that maybe will work. But fortunately, we had the check, so it didn't actually go to the other dealership. So that worked out. So he starts looking on his phone, and he is looking for probably 10 minutes, maybe even less. And he says, there is a truck in this city, which is not the city where we were going to go get that truck originally. This is the city 40 minutes away where the hotel is, just this random city. And he says, there is a truck in this city. It's 5 minutes from this hotel. And it's the exact same truck, except it has less miles. It doesn't need the repairs that the other one did. And it's a newer model. And it already has a fifth wheel hitch. So we knew already that God was working in our lives. This was amazing. He could see actually when the truck was dropped off. It was dropped off the same day that my father-in-law booked the hotel that we were staying at. So it was completely amazing. To speed it up, we looked at it. It was wonderful. It was exactly what he wanted. He went ahead and put forth, talked him with the price. The price was what we needed it to be. It all just worked out. It was amazing. We left the same, on the same schedule that we were already planning, so he didn't have to miss more time off of work. It was just beautiful and wonderful. God provided. He had a huge hand at work in this, and I feel like that's gonna, like I said, I feel like that's gonna be a theme. We are going to see that recurring throughout this entire journey. I think that is going to occur many times. We're going to have things go wrong, and God is going to be there to step in and just build our faith and show us that He is at work. So it is amazing. I wanted to share that with you guys and just tell you guys that we are one step closer. We have got the truck with God's help, and we are excited to take off in about 3 weeks. So if you guys want to follow along and see our journey, it is going to be amazing. It is going to be a huge step of faith, and we are going to see God work like never before. So if you want to follow along, go right ahead, subscribe to our channel, and we will keep you guys updated. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.